Hello dear students, in the previous lecture we have studied about the introduction to governor and the application part of the governor. Today we are going to start about the detailed constructional features of the governor and the classification of the governor. So this is the centrifugal governor, as you have all know. Let us discuss about its function. So function of a governor is to control the speed, and it controls the speed within specific design limits by controlling the supply of the working fluid to the fuel chamber. So when there is a variation of the load, that means when the load on the engine increases, then the speed will decrease, and it will regulate according to that. The supply of the working fluid is regulated. That we will discuss in detail later. Now see the classification of the governor. It is divided into two types: centrifugal governor and inertia governor. Centrifugal governor is the most important one, and it is also called as speed controlled governor, and inertia governor is also called as acceleration controlled governor. Now you will see the detailed classification of the centrifugal governor. It is two types: pendulum type and loaded type, and pendulum type is divided into one simplest type of governor, that is the Watt governor, and it is also called as the conical pendulum governor. We will discuss in detail about this also. Now loaded type is divided into dead weight governor and spring control governors, and dead weight is two types: Porter governor and Crowell governor, and spring control is divided into Hartnell, Hutton, Pickering and Wilson, from which Hartnell is the important one and Porter is also the important one. Now see, here is the centrifugal governor. So this is the centrifugal governor. These two is called the arms. These two are called the arms. It is connected to two fly balls, and this is the central spindle connecting to the two bevel gears, from which it is the bevel gears is connected to the engine shaft, and the engine shaft is connected to the loading system of the engine, so that when there is a load variation, it will actuated through the gears to the spindle, and according to that, it is the supply of the working fluid is regulated, and the motion is transmitted also from the gears to the spindle, so that the spindle will rotate at some velocity. So when the spindle rotates, the arms along with the balls will also rotate about its central axis. So this is the spindle and this is the arms. So let us erase all these things in order to understand the new parts of this governor. So now you will see that this part is called the sleeve. This is the sleeve, and it is connected to the bell crank lever, and bell crank lever is connected to the throttle valve. It is the most important valve which controls the supply of the working fluid. So in this way, the detailed construction has been done in a centrifugal governor, and to this sleeve can move upward or move downward. Hence, two stops are provided in order to control the movement of the sleeve. Now, we will see in detail the function of the detailed working principle of this centrifugal governor. So this is also a centrifugal governor. You can see here the balls are there, and this is the two bevel gears, and it is controlling the speed. So centrifugal governor, as the name indicates, is a based on the balancing of the centrifugal force. It is nothing but the force which is acted away from the center on the rotating ball, that is known as the fly balls or the governor balls, and the balls revolves with the spindle when the spindle wheel revolves, and the upper end of the arms are pivoted to the spindle so that the balls may be raised up or down, and the arms connected by the links at the lower side, and in order to limit the travel of the sleeve, it is connected with two stops. So let us discuss about the first condition when the load on the engine will increase. So what will happen? So when we will see now, when the engine load will increase on this engine, so what will happen? the speed will automatically decrease. So it will decrease the centrifugal force acting on this ball. So centrifugal force is acting in this direction. This is denoted by the symbol Fc. So when the centrifugal force decreases, because n is the rpm, so n when decreases, then the omega also decreases. So it will make move the fly balls inward, and the sleeve will move downward, and the downward movement of the sleeve will open the throttle valve, so that there is a supply of working fluid, so that the speed will again increase to the design limit. And again, in the vice versa condition, what will happen? The speed, when the load decreases, the speed will automatically increases, and when the automatically increases, the speed and the angular velocity will rises, and it will increases the centrifugal force, for which the fly balls will move outward and the sleeve will move upward, so that it will the upward movement of the sleeve will close the throttle valve now, and the fuel supply will cut off, so that the speed will decrease to the design limit. So in this way, the speed is controlled in a centrifugal governor. So this is discussed and written here. This first condition: load increases and the speed decreases, ball moves inward and sleeve moves downward. It will increase the supply of the working fluid. And next case, when the load decreases. So you can study from this PDF, and this is the whole process in which the centrifugal governor is operated. Thank you.